Hey, I'm Ray Talavis, back again for another episode in my series of cigar reviews. It's a hot Monday night in Baltimore, about quarter to 8 in the evening. It was really hot, humid, and muggy. With the heater today, it was probably like 95 degrees today in Baltimore. So, stayed in most of the day, just tried to relax, and decided to shoot another review. I mean, the cigar for this review. Um, is the Arturo Fuente um, Anejo robusto. You can see that it has a cedar sleeve and a red footband. This particular cigar came out of my humidor. It's about 4 years old, and it's got some plume on it. If you don't know what plume is the crystallization of tobacco oils in the cigar, mostly off the wrapper. But this cigar is showing on the foot. I mean, if you can see that, so a lot of people confuse that with mold, but it's not. You can't see the rest of the wrapper because the wrapper is covered by the sheet of sleeve, so there might be some plume, Plume, underneath the sheet of sleeve. Mold is generally green, plume is generally white. So if you see like a white fuzzy thing on your cigars, even if it's like heavy, it's plume. It's just showing you that that cigar was stored under very good conditions and it's reaching its peak. The tobacco oils are crystallizing, and the cigar is at its peak. A really good time to smoke a cigar that has plume on it. Mold, plume, plume you can rub off. You know, it's sort of like powdery after you rub it. But mold is usually green, and you can't rub it off. So that's how you can really tell between mold and plume. So just a little some information there in case you didn't know. So I thought I'd also introduce another theme for this review. It's the rustic theme. Rustic because the plume is kind of rustic, makes the cigar seem rustic and everything, and also because I'm pairing it with a couple of liquors that are on the rustic side, namely rum and tequila. I mean, like if you drink them in mixed drinks, they're not as rustic, but if you drink them if you drink them neat, which I'm planning on doing tonight, I don't really drink tequila neat very often. I used to have a really nice Don Julio tequila, and I ran out of it. But I used to drink that neat and also mixed. I have Luna Azul tonight, and I'm gonna go ahead and I've never drank Luna Azul tequila neat before, but I'm gonna try it tonight. So there's a first time for everything, I guess. Anyway, so this is the review for the Arturo Fuente Anejo uh, 4 year old Robusto. Añejos, a little information about añejos before we hit a break. Añejos were created when there was a really huge hurricane that hit the Dominican Republic in the 90s, and it destroyed a lot of like Opus wrapper leaves barns, and they didn't know what to do with the tobacco other than the wrappers that they used to make opuses. And Carlito came up with an idea to use aged tobaccos that was like aged in rum barrels, I believe, um, and and um, and use that to wrap the opus tobacco that wasn't wrapper, and thus the añejo was born. So again, that's the review for tonight. It's on the Arturo Fuente 4 year old añejo robusto, um, and also paired with a couple of rustic liquors. One being Abuelo 7 year old rum and Luna Azul Reposado tequila. All right, we'll hit a break and we'll get back with you. Hey, we're back again. This is the review for the Arturo Fuente 4-year-old Añejo Robusto. Um, just an interesting aside. Opuses and Añejos generally are released at the same time, and they're very rare because they're only released twice a year, around Father's Day and around Christmas. They command a pretty good price too. Opuses and Añejos they get marked up a lot by your local B&M. And on the internet too. I mean, like it's hard to find a really good price on these sticks. I believe this añejo probably cost me, this robusto probably cost me around like $12 maybe. Um, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, when you wait like 6 months just to get a couple of these añejos or opuses, I mean, kind of like makes a person want to pay for it. You waited like 6 months just to get it. So anyway, a little aside there. Añejos are very special smokes along with opuses. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the cedar sleeve off, and you can see some more plume around around the edges of the foot. Not so much on the rest of the cigar, but I mean, a big question is for people who know about plume is: do you rub it off, or do you smoke the cigar with the plume? And I don't rub it off. I leave the plume on. It's like smoking, like the crystallized tobacco oils. I would imagine it makes cigars taste better. I mean, whether or not that's true, I don't know. It's a personal thing, and I'm not sure there's a right or wrong way of doing that. But I mean, it's kind of rare to find plume on a cigar anyway. I mean, I might have like out of my hundreds of cigars, I might have a few sticks with plume on it. So it's kind of rare. Some people don't know what to do because they've never seen it before, but Google it. You know what I mean, and you find out more about it. So Google this episode anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and oh, forget to flip the head. Put the cap off the head. So you only want to take off like a little bit off the cap. That's perfect. Oh, even not perfect. There we go. Kind of minerally. Um, a mild tobacco taste to the clipped cap. Um, I'm not sure if I'm smelling my fingertips or the cigar itself. This is the rustic episode, so I'm not. I guess I should have washed my hands a little bit better than before I shot this. Kind of smell. I had crabs earlier, and I'm smelling crabs, so I'm not getting a strong smell off the wrap or the head. So anyway, let's light it up. Just going ahead and toasting the edge of the foot. All right, añejos. I mean, what can you say about añejos? I mean, they're just like opuses. I mean, everybody loves them. So, mm. I'm getting oak right now, which I love in Maduros. I mean, this is a Maduro cigar. I mean, you can see how black that is. That's a pretty black cigar. So it's an añejo. I mean, it's a Maduro. Just a, I mean, my experience with añejos, especially the añejo Shark 77, which is a box press to a round round head torpedo. I mean, that's my favorite añejo. But añejos in general, you can't go wrong with. You know what I mean? That's my experience and everything. I mean, Fuente in general is kind of like that. Is like, can't really go wrong with a Fuente product. Get a lot of strength, a lot of lead, um, a lot of oak. Kind of like a raisin bran again. I mean, I got raisin bran with the last Padron 3000 I tried in a review. Very powerful, very. I mean, right off the bat, full flavor, full strength. I mean, full body. Wow, that was a great smoke. It's like so intense, man. I mean, this is just intense. I mean, it's not mellow at all. I mean, for a 4-year-old cigar, this is not mellow at all. This is just like in your face, like intense flavor. Like it's not even tobacco flavor. It's like a I mean, if it is a tobacco flavor, it's really intense dark tobacco that I'm tasting. I mean, no sweetness whatsoever. No sweetness whatsoever. I mean, I kind of miss the sweetness because this is really intense. I mean, that's what I kind of like associate with Añejo is the sweetness and like chocolate and brownie and stuff. But I'm getting like really dark, I mean, intense tobacco flavor and oak. Amazing. Just a just a delicious cigar. Just dark, dark, intense tobacco. Not very mellow at all, which is surprising to me because it is a 4-year-old cigar with plume on it. And you would think that aging a cigar would make it more mellow, but this is like really intense right now. So like I said, this is the rustic edition because like the plume on the cigar made it kind of rustic looking, and we're just kind of being like rustic right now, and pairing it with a couple of rustic liquors. We're gonna go ahead and pair this with the Abuelo 7-year-old. Um, it's an aged rum. It's Ron Abuelo. Um, I'm not sure where this comes from. I would imagine the Dominican Republic or whatever. I mean, I wish I. Um, I think it's either Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico. I should have researched it. I'm sorry about that. But here we go with the Ron Abuelo 7-year-old. Bringing it nice and neat for this rustic edition in the cigar review series. As you can tell, um, it's a nice caramel amber kind of color. Um, rum. I mean, at first I thought like, do you ever really drink rum neat? And I never did for the longest time. I always drank it in mixed drinks, and then, but then like I said, I got some Don Julio, and that's a great rum. And I tried it neat, and it tasted like whiskey. So I mean, I'm sure this tastes the same way. Ooh, that's nice. It's not as sharp. It's more rounded than whiskey. Has a nice sweetness and a nice kind of caramel, but like a butterscotch flavor. More rounded, I think. More rounded brown flavors than like I say a straight bourbon or a scotch. It's more rounded, but it's in. You could tell it's in the same family. I mean, I know that bourbon is made out of grains and rum is made out of like sugarcane, but I mean, you could tell there's a family resemblance. I think it's because they're all aged in like charred barrels or whatever. Charred barrels. just delicious. The nose is like the nose of the Ron Abuelo 7 is very caramelly. Butterscotch. It's so nice, man. Just delicious. Wonderful pairing with this Arturo Fuente Anejo. Rustic. I mean, I guess I associate the rustic part of these liquor pairings because like you don't really generally think of like drinking like rum and tequila straight. I mean, I don't in a way. I mean, when I think of rum and tequila, I think of like rum. You mix it in a drink or whatever. Tequila, you might do shots or whatever, and that's rustic. Tequila with lime and salt, or you might put it in mixed drinks. That's part of the rustic part of this. And so our general attitude today is like just kind of like just let it all out there. And it's Monday, I know, and it's not exactly like doesn't kind of like connote time to like get crazy and wild and everything. But it's Monday night for us, and here in Baltimore, Maryland, Eastern Standard Time around 8 o'clock at night, and so people are getting off work and eating dinner and kind of relaxing, maybe having a drink and everything. So there's a time to kind of like get rustic with it. You know what I mean? Get country with it. So anyway, I'm gonna take a break. One more tasting of this the Arturo Fuente Anejo, it's a 4-year-old. Just a lot of strong tobacco, just a lot of strength and strong tobacco flavor right now, which is kind of. I mean, most añejos that I smoke are very sweet and they have a chocolate component or a chocolate cake component or a brownie component, and this one is just a lot more serious. And to be honest with you, I like this edition better than the sweeter one. Um, there's oak in this too, which also adds a certain amount of seriousness to it. Anyway, we'll head to a break. Get the añejo down to the second third, and give you some idea of how it's tasting during the time that we have a break, and we'll get right back to you. All right, y'all. Take care. Okay, we're back again for this rustic edition of the review for the Arturo Fuente Añejo 4-year-old Robusto. As you can tell, we're into the second third, around the halfway point. Um, I want to qualify this review of this Arturo Fuente Añejo. It's a 4-year-old cigar. So I'm getting different flavors from from what I remember of añejos that are kind of fresh. Añejos that are kind of fresh generally have like a chocolate, kind of like a brownie sweetness to them with some oak. This particular añejo is 4 years old. It's a much more serious smoke than what I remember fresh añejos to be. Like I said, this had plume on it before, so it's a well-aged smoke. Been taken care of very well. Um, this is a much more serious smoke than a typical fresh añejo is. This cigar has very during the break I was tasting very deep, strong tobacco flavors, panto lead, strength, spice, and it's a much more serious smoke than most of the fresh añejos that I remember. So I want to qualify that. I mean, this might not be typical of if you get your añejo from B&M and smoke it right away, you might not be getting the flavors that I'm getting from this 4-year-old. So that's my qualification. I mean, I love this cigar. I like it. I like this flavor profile more than a fresh añejo, so I'm not complaining in a way. What a great smoke so far. I'm getting nice tobacco flavors. There is an introduction of some sweetness, but not as sweet as like an añejo if you bought it fresh from B&M or something or off the internet. Just strong oak, strong tobacco. That's what I'm tasting. Just a wonderful, wonderful serious smoke. It's a serious smoke. I mean, there's hardly anything playful about this cigar. I mean, because like añejos can be playful because of the sweetness and the chocolate, but this one's pretty serious. Lots of oak, and the aroma is just delicious. A rich tobacco aroma. So again, the other liquor that I'm gonna pair this añejo with, another rustic kind of liquor, is the Luna Azul Reposado 100% de agave tequila. Now, I mean, it is a very rustic liquor, tequila. Whether you shoot it with lime and salt, or mix it in a drink, or drink it neat, which I'm going to do right now. I haven't, like I said before, I haven't drank this tequila, this particular tequila, neat. But for this review, yeah, why not, right? So I'll just give myself a little bit of a pour. I'm not sure how well this is going to go. A little bit more than that. I mean, tequila is tequila, man. I mean, like, I don't know if you drink this stuff without the lemon, without the lemon and the salt. I mean, generally most people don't, but hell, if Russians can like drink vodka like it's some kind of like savoring wine or whatever, I guess I can drink tequila neat, right? Russians, those crazy people. Anyway, so here we go. Mexicans must be crazy too because I think if they drink it this way too. They're probably thinking, "Oh, you wimp! You've never drank like tequila neat before." Mexicans are probably like, "Yo, man, you don't know what you're missing." Whatever. So let's get the nose on this. Hmm. Smells delicious. Smells like tequila, kind of floral. Um, Smells delicious. So here we go. Very nice. Very smooth. Now this is a reposado. I mean, a lot of tequilas have age on them or age longer. Reposados are generally clearer and they generally are clear and age less, whereas as aged tequilas, añejos or whatever are aged longer and are darker. So generally have more caramel flavor than reposados, but I'm enjoying this. I mean, it's definitely rustic, like this edition, man. I mean, because like I don't know. I mean, like I don't know. Drinking tequila's neat. I mean, like that's got to be rustic, man. I mean, if this was truly crunchy country, then I'd be drinking. Well, I always drink like bourbon straight, but I don't know. That's nice. Definitely different from a brown liquor. I mean, like there's like a floral kind of like grassy note to it, kind of citrusy compared to like a brown liquor, which is caramelly. Very interesting. I was gonna say earlier that I was gonna drink like vodka, which it tastes like rubbing alcohol to me. I might try that drinking that straight, drinking that neat too. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll give me an honorary Russian like visa or something like that. I'm sure they wouldn't give me like some kind of like citizenship there though. Just not for that anyway. Maybe just a visa. I wouldn't mind going to Russia though, man. Some beautiful women there. Beautiful women, beautiful architecture. I mean, Russia's. I hope there's not too many haters out there for Russia or whatever. But I'm not a hater of Russia, man. I mean, I think Russian society. I think all societies in this world are great. You know what I mean? Um, I'm glad I'm glad that I'm in the USA. And I've said it many times. I believe that the USA is the greatest country in the world. I mean, whether or not that's true, I'm sure you'll get a lot of debates from all the other countries. So, I mean, wherever you are, you know what I mean. You just have. I mean, I'm happy to be where I am, and I hope you're happy to be where you are. Yeah. So, I mean, this Añejo is getting into the last third. Pairing it right now with a rustic tequila, Luna Azul tequila neat. It's a wonderful, wonderful floral. Has a very strong bite to it, like tequila. If you ever shot tequila with lime and salt, you know what I'm talking about. It has a bite to it. Kind of grassy, kind of citrusy. Very nice. One more final tasting note of this Arturo Fuente Anejo 4-year-old robusto. Just some delicious tobacco flavor, spice, um, oak, strength. That's what I'm getting from this añejo. Um, Strong tobacco flavor, oak, spice, and some pencil lead too. Añejo, just delicious. Añejo should just mean just delicious instead of aged. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and head into a last break, um, and we'll get back right at you. Okay, welcome back to the last part of this rustic episode review of the Arturo Fuente Añejo 4-year-old Robusto. As you can tell, we're into to the last third. I'm going to give you some tasting notes. Actually, I want to talk about construction first. The construction on this añejo has been just terrific. The draw is really full, very easy. The burn line has been pretty much straight. I had to touch it up once, but basically it's been perfect. I mean, you can tell it's pretty much razor. Well, not razor sharp, but it's pretty good. Had to touch it up once, but I mean that's pretty good. Tasting notes during the in between takes, spice, serious tobacco flavor, um, pencil lead, um, uh, oak, just a very strong, deep dark tobacco flavor. There are some lighter notes too. There's sweetness also. There's some sweetness there to the point where I was tasting it on my tongue and my lips, and a very strong leather and spice component. My tongue is tingling, so just a wonderful experience so far. Just tasting rich tobacco right now. Have a little bit more Luna Azul tequila. I'm trying to keep with the rustic motive. Had rum and tequila, neat, just a very rustic kind of like theme going on here with the rustic plume infested añejo, 4-year-old añejo. A lot of plume on this cigar. I'm gonna drink some coffee, some agua. Just a hot summer night here, Monday night in Baltimore. Getting up there, it's like around almost 8:40 in the evening. Just enjoying the heck out of this añejo. I mean, fine cigar. They say it's make 'em, the binder and the filler have opus components, but and like I said earlier, the wrapper is aged in I think rum barrels for like 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 years. Thus the añejo moniker. Añejo means aged. I Just tastes nothing like an opus, even though it has opus components. I mean, opus just opus is cedary, leathery, spicy, with rich tobacco flavors. Lighter flavors than the añejo. The añejo is a very dark flavored kind of like cigar. I mean, it being a Maduro. So there it is. Into the last third of this Arturo Fuente Añejo Robusto 4-year-old with plume. all I have to say is delicious. Well worth the reputation. Suggest you pick up a stick. It's like, but don't expect the flavors that I'm getting. I mean, because I remember añejos, if you buy them straight from a B&M or whatever, or off the internet, they're much nicer, sweeter profile than this serious 4-year-old añejo. With the fresh añejos generally have like a brownie or chocolate cake flavor along with earth, spice, and tobacco. While this has oak, deep, dark, serious tobacco flavor, spice, leather, and earth. So not too much coffee, although the coffee does go well with it. So there it is. I'm going to give you one more final tasting note on this 4-year-old añejo robusto. The draw is just great. Draw was great from Jump Street. Um, and construction's been perfect, except for one touch up. I really didn't even have to touch it up, but I decided to anyway. And it's fine. The construction is just like A plus. A lot of oak, deep, rich, nuanced tobacco, just dark tobacco flavors. That's my summary of this cigar. The Arturo Fuente Anejo Robusto 4-year-old with plume. I'll summarize this review, the rustic review of this Añejo cigar. It, it pairs great with the tequila and the rum, whether you drink it straight or mixed. I don't think it really matters. You know, um, as an explanation of plume, plume is a natural byproduct of aging a tobacco well. If the tobacco is stored well, it ages well, and plume is a natural byproduct of its aging. Plume is natural. It's a crystallization of tobacco oils on the cover leaf and the leaves of tobacco. Mold is green. Plume you can rub off. Mold you can't rub off. So those are some things that you should understand about plume. Um, just an A plus experience with this Arturo Fuente Añejo 4-year-old. Wonderful, wonderful smoke. Um, can't recommend this highly enough. 5 out of 5 stars. Like I said before, if you've seen any of my other interviews, the cigars for this review series is out of my personal stock. I bought these cigars because I love them. I took care of them, and when I smoke them, I love them because they're just great. I bought them for a reason. I bought them at a B&M, or maybe I read a review about them, and I smoked them, and I loved them, and I bought boxes or multiples. So, I mean, that's why in general my reviews are positive. But I can't recommend this Arturo Fuente Añejo enough. One note, RIP Carlos Fuente Sr. or Don Carlos. May you rest in peace. God be with you. God be with your family. Well wishes to your family, especially Carlito and his sister and his children and the entire Fuente family. Best wishes and God's love. Anyway, so I'm gonna end this review as I always do. Um, best wishes um, for good health, good friends, good fortune, um, and family. All right. This has been the review of the Arturo Fuente um, 4-year-old Añejo Robusto. I hope you all have a good night and a great week. All right. Take care.